Hi friends, it's Susan Smith with Stamp Creatively. I went to Onstage, came home with Spotlight on Nature, and it's been a fan favorite since I got home with it. I've done a lot of projects with it. Here are just a few. I'll raise them up here so you can see them a little bit better. It's been so easy to work with. I use a lot of the in colors with the projects, just because that's what it came in, and it was spring in Indiana. I'm from Indiana, and this was an easy way to, I just liked all the colors. And again, who would think one simple tulip would be so easy to work with? But Stampin' Up! Always gives us great coordinating items with our sets. It does not have dies that cut out the images, but it has a great set of circle dies. So this one was a camp project. I'm going to show you this one today, and this one was a team project that they vote that I should do at camp. So I cut my paper for this, and then I couldn't remember what I cut it at. So to tell you guys what it was, I got out this is my quilter's measuring thing. So it's 5 by 3 3/4. So that's the basic white. I took our sheets, whatever they're called, brain block, and I cut them in half. So this is what I used for my campers. Okay, so I'm going to take my soft seafoam, and I'm going to take the big leaf image, and I'm going to stamp all over here. I love this leaf image stamped all over, and I love soft seafoam, so that all made me happy. Okay, so there's my leaves on my background. I'm going to close up my soft seafoam so I don't accidentally make a mess. We have the saddle brown stays on, which I love. You know, we get so stuck on using black all the time. I like to mix it up and put in a little saddle brown. So this is the stamp that's in there. It says, "Dear friend." I just want a friend. I mean, I have dear friends, but I also have just friends. So I'm going to put my words on first so that I make sure my flowered images, I work around that. I've got the butterfly. Again, there's no dies that cut this out, so I have to fussy cut it. So I'm going to put my butterfly right on there. You know what? That took on the texture of this. I need to do a better job of twisting instead of just tapping. I tell my customers to make sure they tap, which is great. But see how that took on that cloth image of the stamp pad. This is a better image. Okay. And then here are my tulips. And I know because I'm going to cut these out in a circle that I wanted some right here, because I'm going to use one of those circle images cut right out there in the middle. I'm going to add some down here. I have to remind myself every image that I stamp then has to get colored. I'm going to put my lid on my brown. And then I took my watercolor pencils. I'm going to zoom in here just a minute so you can see this a little closer. So so we don't have a reflection. So here's my images. I took my watercolor pencils and I used pumpkin pie, calypso coral, melon mambo. This one's granny apple, a daffodil delight, flirty flamingo, and old olive. So there are my pencils. And then I'm going to go over my tulips. And because I have a liney design, I'm not going to spend a bunch of time coloring them. I'm just going to kind of go over the lines. So each tulip is going to get a little pumpkin pie. And I love our watercolor pencils. They're really soft, and so they color real easy. I'm going to do some melon mambo. I get a lot of daffodils. I live in the woods. I have a lot of daffodils, but I get very few tulips. I had one red tulip come up this year. I found that the adorable little squirrels that live in my woods like to dig up tulip bulbs. Because when we moved here, we planted a bunch of tulips and a bunch of daffodils. I'm going to go over, I want a little bit of pink of this. This is the Flirty Flamingo. I'm going to put it right through the middle of my butterfly. And this is just a little bit lighter. I'm kind of gone dark to light, and I'm moving up in color. So you can see that and I'm bad with the watercolor pencils because I don't always even blend them. Because again, I like them just the way they are. Now I have my yellow. So I'm going to take my yellow now, and I'm going to go, that's how I'm going to hit the tips of all those flowers, is with that yellow. The Daffodil Delight. It's not just yellow, it's Daffodil Delight. I had camp last week, and this is such a popular set. It sold real well. So now I'm going to add some daffodil to my pretty butterfly. Then I put some of this Coastal Cabana right on the end. I'm not going to press too hard because I want that a light color butterfly. Just want a little blue on the tips. Now I've got my two colors of green. I've got the Old Olive and the Granny Apple. Again, it's a liney image, so I'm just going to kind of hit these a little bit. I'm not spending a whole lot of time on the details because, I mean, there are people who love to color that are really good at this. I just like for my images to be colorful without me doing too much work. Now I'm going to go back to the Old Olive, and I'm just going to darken it down at the stem, down at the bottom close to the stem. Now my team did really well coloring like this. If I do this at camp next month, we'll have to see if they can color quickly like this. Because you're not allowed to stay for lunch. Okay, so there it is, colored really simply. Okay, so now I'm going to go to my Big Boss. I'm going to cut this out, and then I'm going to texture the back of this. Then this gets embossed with crystal clear embossing powder. Okay, this is the Cute Crochet 3D embossing folder, and then I let my team decide what size they want this. So I can put that there and have a large image of the colored tulips, or I can do it a little bit smaller. I mean, I had a hard time deciding. I think this one I used the smaller one, so this one I'm going to use the bigger one. Okay, I'm going to go cut and emboss. Okay, so I'm going to zoom back out. I've gone and visited the Big Boss. So I cut this out of my image with the framelits. And then I embossed the center in crystal clear, and it kind of blends those colors in the same way with the butterfly. To do that, I laid my circle down on my silicone mat and then Versamarked all over it, and then embossed it in crystal clear. And then this is that cute little, it's actually Cute Crochet. I'll show you the pattern if I can get it apart. I think sometimes you can see it on the back a little bit better. but it patterned the front of my card real cute. So then I'm going to I put some daffodil in the center to go behind my circle. So I'm going to seal this in the middle. I should have made sure that was exactly where I wanted it. There you go. It's going to fit. Okay, so there's my image over the top. Then I have this that I stuck on with some dimensionals. I really like the saddle brown. Now when I stamp, why is this not where I want it? When I stamp in the black, I just think it's a big difference with the look. Oh, I know why this isn't fitting. Okay, it's fine. My for my team thing, I had them all they use the smaller one. I use the bigger one. I just think the difference between the flowers stamped in the basic black and the saddle brown, it's just so much softer. Okay, so now I'm going to put some dimensionals on this guy. And you'll be mad if you don't pay attention and line up the stems. Not that I've done it. Okay, and so I've got that. Now here's my little butterfly. I'm going to fussy cut it out. My crystal clear embossing powder is well loved and may have a little bit of contraband in it. I don't know how people keep contraband out of their, I mean, I use the embossing trays, I clean them out. I always seem to get a little bit of another color in there, and I don't know how I did it. It's just magic. Okay, I'm going to move these out of the way. I didn't use my blender pen. I had it out for my team in case they needed to, but I didn't. So now I'm going to put this guy on. And I stuck him on with a dimensional over here in the corner, just to kind of get him to, and under him, I tried seal, I tried tear and tape, I tried glue, and he just keeps popping up. This one did too. I'll try to put some glue on there and hold my finger down for a while. And I put it on some wisp white, or basic white. Sometimes you can tell how long you've done this by the color names that you use. I mean, I've been doing this for a long time, and I come up with the wrong color name occasionally. There was a group of us stamping together yesterday, and we've all been, oh, these are the pretty iridescent pearls. We've all been doing this for a long time, and sometimes we go, wait a minute, is it Misty Moonlight? Is that the color, or is it Midnight Muse, or is it... It takes us a minute sometimes. I love those iridescent pearls on here. How pretty is that? Can you see the shine? There's the difference in the circle size. And again, that's that basic, or that saddle brown. Stays on. Okay, one more card. This one. Again, it's done just a little bit differently. I'm going to take my, this is the Pretty in Pink. And then I took another new embossing folder. This one's another one of the new ones. It's called Dashing Designs. And I just did the Pretty in Pink. Isn't that pretty? Oh, and on this one, I stamped this leaf all over the background. This one I'm not going to do it just because I'm mixing it up, because I can. So this just gets adhesive it right to the front and being attacked by dimensional backs. So I've got Pretty in Pink on Pretty in Pink because I wanted to add that texture. Here's a piece of the basic white. And I'll just measure it like I did before. So it's 2.5 by 3.5. And this is 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. I know that's the right measurement. So now I've got these little hash marks come in that Spotlight on Nature. So I'm going to hash mark it because I can. Then I'm going to put my words on, and I used the words from a different stamp set. I used the Unbound Love. I love the words. They have great words. You need to make sure you check it out. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, this is one of the $1 million sets. It doesn't tell me who it is, but I really like these words. So I had them put the words on first with their black stays on, which is black Memento. That's what I want to color with my blends. So I had them put the words on first with the black Memento. Can you see the words? Because I can't see the words. I know they're here. I just had them because I got it already and I had the words sitting right here. So I had them put the Faith on first, and I tilted it because I wasn't sure if I could get it straight, kind of the way I wanted it. This says faith is being sure of what we cannot see. I have a mama in memory care, and I have a dad who is about to be 92. So I have to have a lot of faith in stuff. And now I'm going to take that big flower. Those pretty tulips. I'm going to stamp those down in my Memento. Slide this paper under here in case I go over the edge. Some days I feel like everything's over the edge. There you go. Then I'm going to color it with my blends. And I used, oddly enough, they thought I was weird, but I used my Pretty Peacock. This is the light Pretty Peacock, and I put it down here on these. And the reason I used the Pretty Peacock is I wanted to use these sequins on the card. And then this is light Granny Apple. That is my Roxy, who's half Rottweiler, half Boxer, letting me know that the UPS man is here with my box. She hears, we have a full-blooded Boxer, then we have Roxy, who's half Rottweiler, half Boxer. And the Boxer's outside, and Roxy's in here with me, because she got FOMO. She's afraid she's going to miss something. This is the dark Pretty in Pink. And I've got the light Pretty in Pink. I'm going to seal this on top of my black. I didn't give myself much margin there. Let's see if this one's a little bigger. Oh yeah. one's just a little bit bigger. That person who cuts my paper for my camps, get it off a smidge. I'm going to put it on here with dimensionals. If you want to see all those videos that go along with all those other cards I showed you with the Spotlight in Nature, all you have to do is go over to my blog, StampCreatively.com, and you can see them all. I love these. They're just so pretty. They're so flat. I love any kind of a flat embellishment. Oh, there we go. And I could sit and do this for a very long period of time, but you don't need to see me stick embellishments on. So here you go, friends. Love it. All right, thanks for joining me. Gosh, I hope you have a great day, and we will stamp again soon.